What's up, and welcome back to another Happy Friday America episode. My name is Arthur Raw, and I'm having a fantastic week. It's been a productive week, and that's how we like it. You know that I'm sitting here with a very good man that is a good friend, one of my best friends, Kevin Espionage Batstone.
The espionage again, huh? That one's back in. Happy Friday, America. Thanks for joining us here on 7-Eleven. I don't know what 7-Eleven means, but it must mean something to somebody. If you go to the convenience store, I think you can get a free Slurpee today. So free plug for those guys. We have no involvement with them, but hey, if you'd like to, that'd be great. And let's rock and roll, man. 7-Eleven today in history.
Hey, if I had a friend and he was 007, it would be Mr. Bat Espionage Stone sitting across from me here with the cool America shades. And today in history, I premiered it for the first time today, but I've been saying it. You've been
saying what?
The Espionage Stone.
Oh, yeah. I forget. Okay, that's fair.
Hey, all I got to say is it's time for today.
In history.
And it is the 11th. So actually in 1798, the U.S. Marine Corps was formally established on this day.
The corpse?
The corpse.
The Corps.
The Corps. I've done this before.
We have.
At least I'm consistent. And so are you when you ride bicycles in Italia.
Oh, yeah. You can count on that.
You know what I'm saying? 1804, Vice President of the United States Aaron Burr mortally wounds former Secretary of the Treasury Alexander Hamilton in a pistol duel. Remember, you don't talk about stuff like that. I forget a couple weeks ago we were talking about the pistol duel.
Right.
And he what was the name of it where he said that you were already married? What is that? I forget that word.
Yeah, there was a word for it. I can't remember it either.
Hey, that's all right, because in 1914, future Baseball Hall of Fame slugger Babe Ruth makes his MLB debut, and I didn't know this, as a pitcher. So Babe Ruth actually started as a pitcher. I did not know that.
He was nasty too.
Was he good?
He was just a great ball player. Didn't we cover his death not long ago?
We did. And that was for the Boston Red Sox, which earned him a 4-3 victory against the Cleveland Naps. I don't think that's still a team.
No, they're the Cleveland Guardians now.
Cleveland Guardians. I gotcha. 1984, U.S. government mandates that all cars must have or be equipped with airbags or seat belts, and that goes into effect in 1989, the year that Kevin right here was born.
That's correct.
And then I had to move into the new millennium. 2015, Mexican drug lord El Chapo escapes from the maximum security prison in West Mexico City through a specially constructed 1.5 kilometer tunnel from his cell to a house located nearby. He's now actually, I believe, in Colorado.
Yeah, I believe it
is where he's held now. So he did get caught after escaping. Yeah, so that is today in history. And we got an awesome show coming up here. What you got, Kev?
Let's go. Let's rock around this thing. All right, good news for all you people flying, like you, sweetie, today. You don't have to take your shoes off anymore, Art. When you're going through these airports, keep your shoes on. The Department of Homeland Security came out this week and said, you know what? We have the technology now. We've got these 3D body scanners. When this went into effect 20 years ago with the whole shoe bombing scare and whatnot, we didn't have the technology we have now. People were just going through metal detectors. They were doing wands, wave downs. Obviously, post 9/11, security at the airport really ramped up. So this is a good stuff. I mean, they random checks are still possible. Just like anything else, you're subject to be a random pat down. TSA pre-check, of course, still going. But DHS, Department of Homeland Security, says they may start getting a little more lenient on laptops, liquids, and belts.
Okay.
So this is really going to speed up the time of getting through these long lines. We've all been, DIA here is a monster of an airport. And so wait times can take up to an hour. And you're going to cut a lot of that off with folks not having to take their shoes off now.
Yeah, it's probably going to, you talk about 5 seconds per person. That's going to add up a lot.
If you got to lace them up, though, like I work boots, I just slip on and roll.
Yeah.
It still takes time, though. You're still fucking with it. You got to put it in the bin. It's got to go through.
Yeah. Last time I was, my last international travel coming from Canada back to the United States, there was like a little button where it was like a pass or fail button that I had to go press. And it made me nervous. I was like, what's going to happen? And I hit the button and it's like green, you get to go. And I was like, yes. And like two guys behind me, he got the red. It was like, you have to get tested, and that's when
Tested for what?
they like randomly test like your hands for the chemicals
Oh, for
or
like
whatever.
explosives and stuff.
Yeah, so that was kind of interesting. That was the most nervous I had been at an airport pressing a button to see if I'd pass or fail.
Especially when you're out not in the homeland.
Well, technically, the United States owns that territory in Canada, so technically, I was like
You were
on.
still in the
Yeah,
U.S.
but still interesting. I think it
Yeah,
will save people's time. Um, Going through security, I was able to get this watch through security. It's all plastic and stuff. I didn't even take it off.
nice.
It was my first time going through it with the wedding ring. I didn't know how that was going to work. You just leave it on, so no biggie there.
They can see it all in the body scanner. So,
Yeah,
but I
there's
think it's good, man. I think this is really going to help the airports keep it moving, not back it up as much. And if we can stop taking belts off too, it's just going to increase more time that people aren't waiting on these lines.
Yeah, for sure. And everyone's stressed out in the airport anyway. So great word of advice is just get there early regardless, so you don't care how long the line is.
Roger that.
I mean, that's how I do it. We're going across the pond, across the Atlantic to England, and this is a Good News Network story. So 1,500 bikers, I'm giving the hero of the week. 1,500 bikers escorted a bullied teen to their prom show to their prom to show support. So great story. We all know bullying is a horrible thing. It happens a lot in schools, online. It's all over the place. I know you've experienced it.
Oh
I
yeah,
did too when I was a
sure.
kid. So Josh Duff was getting bullied pretty bad, and he was excited to go to the prom. And the word got out, and a biker gang all showed up and escorted him to the prom, which is just so awesome. They all lined up, they shook hands, took photos, offered kind words, gave him even birthday cards and stuff. So they like knew it was his special day too. And the
That's pretty
story
cool.
went global, and Josh no longer feels alone in the world, is what he was saying. And I just think it's a great message because, bikers are generally looked at like, biker badasses and stuff.
They do actually a lot of good. I will say
Yeah.
I've interacted with a lot of biker gangs, some not so good, some really good, and they're very protect the homeland, protect kind of conservative values, fuck around and find out type of thing. They're generally good people.
Yeah, I actually had a biker hold the door open for me today.
Yeah,
I was walking out of a biker bar, and he was all like, "Hey, man, I got this door for you." I was like, "Thank you, kind sir."
yeah.
So, what I'm saying with this is let's go ahead and try our best to be there for others. Let's not, you know, get a misconception on who we think people might be without actually getting to know them. You might think that bikers are standoffish and all this other stuff, but just like everybody else, man, a lot of people really do care, and I think it's cool when the bikers show up, show out, especially for bullied teens, and help show them support. Like, hey, now that you're an adult, you could step into the real world, and you're not alone. We got your back. So,
He probably felt like a badass too. He's like,
oh
I
yeah,
got my crew with me. Like, come fuck with
oh
me
yeah,
now.
oh yeah.
You
What
know?
you gonna say?
Yeah, yeah.
What you gonna say?
Good on him. That's cool, man.
And so we're going from bikers wrecking the roads to egg holders.
Yes, we got an interesting record this week for my random records. Spanish woman Soledad Maria Jose Fuster, her hometown there of Campos, Spain, has been collecting egg cups. All right, we took a look at the picture of before we jumped on air. And she, over 50 years, she now has 15,485 of them. Okay. I don't know why one would collect that many egg cups, but she did. And so apparently now 1,143 of them are on display currently at a local museum in her hometown.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the picture and it's like tables and tables
It's a
full of
lot.
these things. I'd get nervous because some of them are probably like porcelain, early
Oh,
1900
yeah.
cast, like super brittle, fragile type of stuff. And what do you do if you're not putting eggs in an egg cup? Like, what do you use them for?
Well, I think you get to a certain threshold, right? Like once you get probably to like 200 or 300, it's a collection now. It's no
Yeah.
longer like we're going to put eggs in all these.
Yeah, I mean, but have you ever been served an egg in an egg cup?
I've been served an egg in like one of those, where it sits in like a display piece, like a hard boiled egg. You just
So that's
pop it
an
right
egg
in there.
cup.
That would be an egg cup. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have eaten an egg out of an egg cup.
I took the egg out of the cup and then I shelled it and ate it on my plate.
Oh, so it wasn't even deshelled.
No, it was fully hard
Now,
boiled.
I wonder if an egg cup has like a deshelling element to it because
You
they're
know,
obviously only serving hard boiled eggs out of these egg cups.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's pretty much how it's going to have to be.
Yeah, so you'd think there'd be like some kind of deshelling element. I wonder how many of these 15,000 egg cups have deshelling elements involved in their design.
It's not something I really thought about when covering this article. I'm not an egg cup master by any means, but it would be great if there was some shelling technology in some of them. Getting real fancy ones.
Yeah, some deshelling, like
I feel like those would be more expensive than your traditional egg cup.
yeah, like you twist it counterclockwise and it like breaks the shell a specific way.
There's tools that do that now.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I'm not too much of an hard boiled egg
Oh,
type
I
of
love
guy.
them. They're so
Hard
good,
boiled eggs,
bro.
really?
Yeah, I love hard boiled eggs. I'll just salt and pepper them and eat them like that. I'll put them on
Mhm.
a salad. I'll make deviled eggs. You
Yeah,
like deviled eggs?
I mean everyone's gonna eat all of them.
I mean, that's basically hard boiled. It is hard boiled eggs,
The
just with added
paprika.
mayonnaise, mustard. You got to have the mustard.
Yeah, I haven't had deviled eggs in a little bit, and I want them now.
I'm going to make you deviled eggs
Ooh,
with the Danos.
okay,
Maybe, perhaps this weekend. We'll see.
deal,
We'll just see how it goes. I got a lot going on
deal.
this
But I'm
weekend.
not eating those unless that they're served in an egg cup.
I don't have egg cups.
Well, too damn bad then.
But we're getting off topic here. Maria Jose Fuster, solid Ladette, 50 years of collecting these egg cups. You got us over here talking about hard boiled eggs. Solid job.
Yeah, I appreciate a good collection, and we do have a collection of data from last week's Would You Rather. I'm not talking beta data here, even though there's a lot of that.
There's a lot of data out there, Art.
Beat the beta back. Look, always back to the basics. That's all I have to say about that, myself included. But we had a Would You Rather that was revolved around the holiday, and that
We did.
was Would you rather have hot dogs at the grill out or only hamburgers? Or if you're a vegetarian, would you rather have the pasta salad or the potato salad? Do we have data on both questions?
We have data on both questions. So
Oh, nice.
we'll start with the vegan option.
Okay.
I went potato salad.
Yes,
Art, you went pasta salad.
that is correct.
America went 50-50.
Oh,
On the hot dog and hamburger debate, there is a winner.
I got a feeling it's the glizzies.
It's the glizzies.
I knew it.
67% of America taking the glizzies. They're going with us with our boy, old Joey Chestnut over there. Last time we recorded, he hadn't done it yet. He did 70.5 in 10 minutes, taking his 17th musted belt. He'll be back next year in Coney Island to do it again.
You know, I only knew that because I was asking people in the streets and everyone was choosing the dogs.
Dude, it's hot dogs rule.
They are super good.
We had burgers today, though.
Hey, but we did have hot dogs on 4th of July. That was what was served.
That is fair.
And they were delicious.
They were good.
This week's Would You Rather is inspired by a later article in this excellent show, but
Art doesn't like the way I wrote it, so
no, but it makes sense. It makes sense.
okay.
So, would you rather have guaranteed parking when you get home? So you live in an apartment, you have a parking spot, or like in your house, you have your garage, you have guaranteed parking. How nice is that?
Or like if you live in a condo,
Yeah,
you can have a guaranteed spot.
Con
You're not looking for shit on the road.
yeah,
Okay.
condo, condor. Either
Yeah.
way, you got a place to park your vehicle.
Condor, isn't a condor a bird?
Yes,
Where's he parking?
he's parking on top of the house,
Shitting all over my car.
annihilating.
With bird waste.
Absolutely
All right, so
annihilating.
we're either going to be guaranteed parking or, right, would you have to take your own trash to the dump? So
Okay.
basically, you have two services here. You have trash removal with a dumpster nearby,
Okay.
or in your case, a trash chute, which means then you don't get your guaranteed parking. You got a circle, you're parking by the pool, you're parking
Mhm.
on the street. You don't know where you're going to end up. Or you come home, you go, I'm going exactly where I'm parking, but tomorrow I got to run my trash to the dump because it's trash day.
Yep, I know where I'm going with this already.
I do too.
Okay, you can go first.
All right. So growing up in Wolfboro, New Hampshire, I used to go to the town dump almost every single, I think we'd go Sunday.
Yeah.
Saturday or Sunday, we would do it. We'd load up these big old things. We'd have to sort it all out when we got there. Here's the cans. We'd try to recycle. All the rubbish went on that side. And so I did that for a long time, but we had guaranteed parking because we lived in the house. I don't have guaranteed parking right now. Well, I do because I pay for it. But if I were to lose that, I'm going to have to take my trash to the dump. I drive by the Denver Aurora dump almost 2 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be convenient for me, for my current situation. I'm taking the parking, taking my trash to the dump.
Yep, I'm doing the same, and mainly because of one key factor is how often each of these events happen. More than likely, I'm going to be leaving and driving back to my place more than a couple times a week, and I could probably afford to do like one dump run a week, right? So I'm like
Yep.
kind of looking at it like that, and it's always nice to have parking.
If you have a really nice car, though, like let's say all you have is a Maserati,
Yeah,
and now you got to put all this stinky rubbish in the back of your ride and drive it over to the dump. So for some people, this might not work.
No, you just get one of those like trailer
tarp?
hitch things. Trail
Trailer
a
hitch.
trailer hitch thing that has like the tote in the back. They like put all the camping
No,
supplies.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, so then you just tote it, you put it in the tote.
Put it in the tote.
Yeah.
What if you got like big boxes and stuff, massive amounts?
I mean, if you don't know how to break down a box, then
We are talking about the general population here, Art.
I mean, most people would prefer to cut a corner, but then their life speaks the same result, and then you can tell that they're not returning their shopping carts
Yeah.
and they're not breaking down boxes.
We got lazy bones everywhere.
Lazy bones all over the place.
And so that's what makes this a difficult would you rather, because people don't want to be driving around looking for parking. People don't want to take their trash to the dump. Which way are you going, America? Are you guaranteeing your parking? Are you going to have to take your own rubbish to the dump? Let us know in the comments below, or Twitter X at Happy Fry USA.
Absolutely. Last week we did cover some AI powered sporting event, the first ever AI powered robot soccer game, and now we got AI generated bands that
Yeah.
are crushing Spotify. What's going on with this?
It's wild. I mean, I've heard about some folks talking about this AI music. I've seen some of it out in the market, but I didn't realize how big this band here, the Velvet Sundown, is a complete AI created psych rock band. Okay, which is a cool genre. I do like that genre. They have now surpassed 500,000 monthly Spotify listens.
That's a lot.
What's
That's a lot, man.
interesting is, so their debut album is set for July 14th, 2025. Okay, that's going to be their first full album. When I say they, it gets confusing here because there's actually AI band members in this band.
Well, yeah, and somebody had this in their head and fed it to the AI, so
Correct.
they should be getting royalties on that. But
Maybe.
how do you get paid on AI? So it's new waters.
It's the same as you can't argue plagiarism because it's AI, right? It's the same kind of argument there. Like, oh, you stole my idea. Well, but it's AI. So it's hard to say. Either way, these guys, they got a full record coming out, so they've just been banging singles. People know who they are. I haven't even heard a single song by them. I don't know that I'm going to listen to them, but if you'd like to, you could probably click the link down below and go check them out yourself. The fact remains, the AI is here. We have sports now. We talked last week. They're taking over the music. We've got AI podcasting happening. We've got AI art, AI movies. It's all artificial art.
It's the AI era,
Mm-hmm.
and ain't nothing will ever be as good as the real thing, and we can all tell when it's uncanny. It doesn't matter how good it gets; it's never going to beat the real thing. But it just makes you really wonder, like, what is actually authentic? Can we consider AI music authentic music? Can we?
I don't know because it's untreaded waters, as you just said. I mean, I've heard it spit out some cool shit.
Mm-hmm.
I played around with it a little bit. It's interesting. You really have to give it the right prompts though to get it dialed. Otherwise, you can tell like this shit ain't right. This is not real. So I don't know. I haven't listened to this band. They're obviously doing something right with this AI shit, and it's just concerning, I guess, for other music creators that are trying to make it with real music.
Entertainment and the arts, man.
They're going
It's
to take a hit.
really
They're going to take a hit.
like how are you going to produce at the same speed as AI does at the same quality? It's going to be really tough to mimic that. But then, like what I was just saying, is there is a human element that you can't fully mimic with AI yet,
Correct.
at least. But dude, even over the past couple years, it's gotten so much better.
It's coming quick.
Yeah, it's gotten so much better. So next thing I'm jumping into here is you don't fuck with people who touch your food, and you don't fuck with people who take out your trash. Philadelphia recently experienced a strike of their public workers because honestly they wanted more money and the mayor was being stingy. And so all this trash piled up over 9 days in Philadelphia. They finally came to an agreement, and they're going to go ahead and give them the extra 3% raise over the next 3 years, an extra 2% raise for about half the workers through the new pay scale. So they're going into these demands and they're meeting the public workers' demands. But basically what happened is the mayor was trying to play hardball, and then the streets of Philadelphia just absolutely got annihilated by trash piles. And so now they got like private contractors out there cleaning it up. And that's just the thing. It's like, why these people, I mean, it says on average these union members were making around $46,000 per year. Like, that is not a sustainable income, especially if you have a family. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we need to be making living wages, especially when all the prices continue to go up.
Right.
And then the median like average income doesn't ever increase. Like even since I was in my 20s, like I don't feel like I'm making that much more money, but things are much more expensive.
Right.
So that's my point on this one. You know, these people are essential to how a city operates, how the infrastructure works, how a city stays clean. And if you got all this trash piling up on the streets, then it's obviously not safe. It's not sanitary.
Well, I mean, that's the best way to get attention is to strike. We have it happen here in Denver, Colorado, local with our one of our biggest grocery stores, Safeway, has been on strike, and so that's been I've had to cross that picket line a few times. I'm not in that business anymore, so I don't have the same, you know, strong arm that I once had with it. I understand they want more money. I get it, and the biggest way to get their attention is to remove yours, and that's what they're doing. They have removed their job, and the city is bucked with
Mm-hmm.
rubbish in the streets, and yeah. You got guys like 1-800 Junk and all those other guys swooping in, probably price gouging the hell out of these HOAs and these private organizations and all that to clean this up. But have they reached an agreement?
Yeah, yeah. No, they're after 9 days, they've reached the agreement,
It's a
and
3%.
yep, they did agree to pay the 3% raise over the next 3 years, an extra 2% raise for about half the workers through the new pay scale level. You know, this and that, regardless, those streets were smelling like piss.
Oof.
And then our next article has to do with unsolicited piss.
Yeah, so another interesting read here. This is from our friends across the pond. It's Happy Friday America, but we always talk about what's going on over in the UK because there's just some interesting articles that come out from over there. And so there is a kind of a local place, Salton Surgery in Frasersburg. They are pleading with patients to please stop bringing in urine. Okay, unsolicited urine samples, especially ones in containers like jam jars or bags. People throwing whizzes in the raspberry preserves jar and bringing it in for analysis.
What is going on with this?
This article is left with more questions. I mean, obviously they said, look, unless the doctor has directly said, hey, we need a urine sample from you, don't just bring this shit in. Number one, we don't have the infrastructure nor the manpower to process it all. Whether it's a urine analysis for a job or whatever that they're getting there, I don't know why you need this much urine analysis at this clinic. Something is not adding up here, but the bottom line is only submit your urine sample when your doctor asks for it and use the sterile container that they provide. Can't be throwing a whiz in a Ziploc bag
Yeah.
and bringing it in like, hey, can you do something with this? Like,
Slish slosh.
what are you guys doing?
So here's my theory. I guarantee you if we like could find the records of this place, that we would find that there is now new management. And the previous management used to have like a pee fetish.
Oh, you think you're going that route, huh?
Yeah, so like all the people were like they would be getting discounts on like their visit check-ins as long as they had that yellow bag on them.
Well, I wasn't going to go there. That's not where I originally thought.
Where were you gonna go? Why would one specific place be like? Are a bunch of places dealing with this? Like I
Well,
don't know enough.
this one specifically, made it well enough known that it's now a worldwide news article that please stop bringing your piss here, like news alert. Okay,
Yeah,
we're not doing this.
yeah,
We can't handle it. It's too much piss.
it's too much.
Hold the piss.
Yeah, and like I don't know. That's just kind of crazy to me. Like I've never been like, yeah, let me transport my own pee. I'd rather just keep it in my container that I already have on my person, which is my bladder, and then give it to the doctor that way. We don't need containers for things that are already contained.
We talked about with the eggs earlier. The eggs have a carton. They come in a thing.
Yeah, why do you need?
And you know what I do? I put the shells back into the carton when I'm done with the egg.
Oh, I see that. I see
Like I'll
that.
crack the egg, put it back in.
Hmm.
What's going to happen?
No, that's a good way to do it. It's a container that you already
Right.
have containing what was in it.
Yeah. A container is usually an apparatus that contains something.
It is,
Right.
and it's very nice. Hey, we don't need boxes for boxes.
What's
Okay,
going on with all that?
okay.
Are we done? That was it?
Hey, we got cool stuff to do this weekend. I'm gonna go ahead and tell people to hop on a vibration plate,
I've been seeing these
a
trends.
vibration board.
I've been seeing it.
My wife got one,
What does it do?
and it's now in my household, and I've been using it for like 3 or 4 days now.
I saw that dumbass Liver King has been pushing them.
Well, I don't know about him. But I do know that I was like standing on this thing and it shakes your body. It's supposed to help generate blood flow. It's supposed
I
to
can see
help
that.
tighten up your skin. And honestly, after 4 days of being on this vibrator plate, I do truly feel that my muscles are getting tighter and I'm becoming more smooth skinned. It's supposed to get rid of the cellulite. It's supposed to generate cell growth. So this weekend, get on a vibration plate.
It's quite the demonstration there, Art. Now, I can ask you more questions about the vibration board off air, but my mind went elsewhere with vibration. So one thing you could do this weekend is beat the heat. Right? It's been hot.
I
We're
thought
gonna
you were going to say something else.
no, not no. I knew what you were thinking. This is going off the rails here. Let's get it tightened up. Beat the heat. We're going to cool off a little bit this weekend here. Obviously, Phoenix, Arizona just hit their all-time high, 118 degrees. A little bit of relief coming there. Hot around the country in different parts. Texas has been uncharacteristically cool, and by cool I mean low 90s.
Yeah, because they got flash floods everywhere. The
Well,
water's going to cool it off.
yeah, and of course, our thoughts with everyone affected by the Texas floods. A lot of solid lads are coming out and offering help and financial support. It's a terrible situation. It just goes to show you how powerful Mother Nature can be. And flash floods is one of the first things I learned in survival training. It's very important to know where you put your tent and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And so our hearts are with everyone affected by the Texas floods.
Yeah, and this weekend, definitely enjoy some time with a significant other. Have, or go on that date, maybe set a date with somebody, but go cave mode if you can. And what I mean by cave mode, blinds shut, food available, all the best Netflix, cozy time, AC cranked. Cave mode sounds vibracious.
Well, I'm looking forward to my weekend. Crystal, you're here. It's going to be fantastic. We're going to let her rip tater chip all weekend. We got NASCAR in Sonoma, California. Just terrific. Some of the folks I work with in the daytime over there at the wine group are going to be there. So hope you all have a great time out there. Road course racing, SVG. Can he go for 3? SVG for 3. I'm calling. I called on Mash the Gas. Tune in Monday night to find out all of our reactions over there. Thanks for supporting us in this entire YouTube channel. Be sure to follow us. All social media platforms at Happy Friday USA, at Happy Fry USA on Twitter X over there. And you know what? It's the weekend time. Let's let her rip. Let's go, Fricashin.